As predicted, the wind did come back and the first round started in style, though the fluctuating wind would prove a warning for changeable conditions ahead.
Heat, 3-minute transition, plenty of time to get out there. Should give them a good 5 minutes, good wind in the heat.
The biggest surprise faller of the first round heats was the founder of modern freestyle, Austrian Alex Humpel, who crashed out alongside Spain's Eduardo Bellini. Meanwhile, PWA rookies Maurizio Gusella and Martin van Geenhoven styled it through to the second round with some outstanding moves.
I think it's really nice that we see some new faces. I mean, we've had years and years of similar guys winning. These guys are as good, if not better, than the existing names.
The building wind suited the big man, Peter Volwater, as he powered through. Both the Jensen brothers showed off their smooth moves and won their heats comfortably. He cruised through to the next round. Rich Foster proved he'd be one to watch in the later rounds by cleaning up in his heat. Despite the early wind problems, the first round had gone smoothly, giving all the sailors opportunity to show off their moves and enjoy the local Catalonian beach life. Costa Brava is situated in the Spanish region of Catalonia, an hour to the north of Barcelona and half an hour to the south of the French border. It's an area of historical interest and outstanding natural beauty, as well as being recognised as windsurfing's Spanish home.
You know, it's 5'8", pretty big board, but it's good.
Heat 25 had Foster, Trueshyde and Stefan head up against the smooth sailing veteran Lars Pedersen.
I'm a little bit nervous. Oh, yeah?
It wasn't the day for local Spanish sailor B. Stefan or Holland's Eric Trueshyde, as they were walked over by a stunning display from Lars and monster moves from heat winner Richie Foster.
Able to do the sort of hardcore tricks that I want to do, the sort of spot 540s and forward loops and stuff like that.
Heat 26 saw Bruno Andre and Marco Perez up against the two remaining Italian lake sailors. Perez kicked off with a flashy one-handed aerial duck jibe. Whilst both Andre and Gasparini were finding the going too tough. Gusella pulled a couple of stylish moves to put him into contention. And Perez, knowing he had done enough, finished by playing to the crowd.
I think the public like that, and also the judges, to see the crowd screaming, it's a good help.
Heat 27 had two more lake people, this time the Austrians up against Orion Jensen and Peter Volwater.
This is my lucky hat. So the new one is just to prepare myself, and then this is just before the heat to get the force.
All four went for it big time, each pulling out the slickest moves. But it was the lucky hat and this one-handed forward loop that saw Orion through. And Peter Volwater took the heat with this big auto rotator. Conditions were changing as Bill, Van Geenhoven and Jensen met a slightly worse for wear Webb Pedrick.
I'm feeling pretty good and starting to get my feet underneath me again. I was a little late coming in last night, so. Gusty, flat, offshore, but we'll do our best.
Peter Beal had a disastrous heat. Rookie Van Geenhoven did well to keep himself in contention, though Vidar was just unstoppable, winning it easily. And Webb outmoved Van Geenhoven to claim second spot.
Yeah, I had fun. In fact, I just want to keep sailing. I didn't want to come in.
A duck tag is a pretty complicated move, really. You come along in full planing speed. You take your feet out the straps. You have your knees pointing out like this. Very quick after that. You make a crossover grip on the boom. You'll be throwing the sail into the wind. And then you're standing backwinded. You just let the sail go back, and the board will turn into the wind, and you'll be on the new tack in no time. Looks quite easy in light winds on the beach like this, but let me tell you, out on the water in strong winds, it's not that easy. My most important tip in the duck tag is getting the foot position right. So you come around like this, having the knees pointing into the wind, and then as you're throwing the sail down, you want to be carving with your back foot. If you don't do that, the board won't get into the wind, and the sail will also just drop in the water. The most important thing will be practice, practice, practice.
The final was shaping up to be a big one. Each sailor making the grade had stormed their heats with high-scoring moves. The competition will be going to the wire. The final was going to be a battle between rookies Webb and Rich and the experienced old-school freestylers Lars and Vidar. And as the final approached, so did a weather front.
Pretty rough, it's raining, it's a little bit miserable, everything is great, but the sailing's fun, so it's all right.
Conditions are hard, but it's the same for everyone, so let's see what happens. It's making for some pretty gnarly gusts every now and then.
With the wind and rain came a choppy sea and the potential for some big aerials. Lars started off bolting together a composed routine, whilst Vidar made the most of the conditions and pulled off the big aerials that the judges were looking for. Not to be outdone, Webb was trying them too. Rich was struggling on the wrong sail and eventually had to change. The sail change held Rich, and despite losing valuable time, he managed to claw his way back. Lars was sailing steady but failing to score big. Webb was enjoying himself and entertaining the soaked crowd. Meanwhile, Vidar was running away with the victory after kicking up one massive aerial after another. The freestyle event was easily his. Webb took second over an impressive Rich Foster. and Lars brought up the rear.
Had a good time and tough competition from the others, and I feel super happy, and now flying home tomorrow to celebrate. I'm stoked. First time on a podium in a World Cup, so I'm pretty pleased with myself.
The Costa Brava PWA World Cup final saw Vida gain his first PWA win of the year, Webster Pedrick add to his victory in Austria, and gained Rich Foster his highest ever PWA competition place.